have helped so many people to calm down their digestive systems and be able to digest foods that they thought they had sensitivities to, or they'd never be able to eat again, by just, theorizing that maybe you've got like this inner lining is inflamed and let's calm that down. Hi, welcome to the Judy Terrell Show, where I explore topics intended to optimize every body 50, 60, 70, and above. Hello. Are you somebody who's over 50, 60, 70, and older and is struggling with an unhappy gut and is also having difficulty when you're trying to lose weight? Well, then you are in the right place, everybody. I am health coach Judy Terrell, and this is episode number 4 of my 6-part series that I am entitling My Guidebook for a Happy Gut. Welcome. All right, so I've covered 3 other topics. My goal for this series is to expose you to 6 things, of which maybe 4 of them are necessary for you, or maybe 2 of them are, but many of us need more than just one approach to a happy gut, because there's various things that go into making the gut unhappy, all right, various situations, all right? And so I'm assuming that you've gone to a gastroenterologist and you've had, maybe testing done or imaging done, and you've been diagnosed with something called idiopathic IBS, subcategory C for constipation or D for diarrhea. You're battling weight, you're not happy with that, and you're trying to make dietary changes, and your gut is just not happy. All right. So now what I'm addressing in this episode is one of the reasons that might be happening is because the actual lining of your digestive system has become inflamed. All right. I'll tell you how that happens after I describe like what it is I'm talking about. So just like your skin on the outside, if you had an infection or you got a cut and it was not kept clean, or you kept rubbing it or hitting it, or you got dirt in it and aggravating it, then that area would get inflamed. It would have to be swollen. It would be red. It would be angry, right? That is the skin on the outside, and you'd have to do some things to calm that down. Well, the same type thing can happen in our own internal digestive system, which is actually just a tube of outside. It's not the same as outside skin, but it's the tube itself, and our entire digestive system is really the interface with outside world and our internal sacred, environment of our cells and our organs and our systems. And so that skin can get aggravated, and similar to what I just described on the skin on the outside, have the same type thing. It will get inflamed. It will get, sore. It will be swollen. And unlike the outside skin, well, it is like the outside skin, but what I'm going to say is when it happens on the inside of the digestive system, this is our lining, mucosal membrane gets corrupted, and then pathogens pass through that shouldn't go through, and this is called leaky gut. And basically what it means is that these single cell level junctions that the digested food can go through and get into the bloodstream get bigger, and then bigger pieces of food and other things that should not get into the inner sanctum are going through there. So that adds another whole symptomology that goes with that. But I'm describing the lining, and the reason why you'll get leaky gut or bigger holes and junctions is because the lining has been corrupted. It's inflamed and it's angry, and it needs to be, healed. All right. So that lining healing, so that lining being, kind of sore and angry is the situation. How did it come to be like that? All right. One of the main reasons is eating foods that are, creating an imbalance, that combined with high levels of stress, and that inner lining gets aggravated. Eating foods that have additives that are not making our gut happy. Eating foods that have colorings. Eating the sweeteners that are put into foods, especially when you're trying to lose weight, the sugar alcohols and the synthetic non-calorie sweeteners, they can aggravate your internal lining. Eating foods that have too much fiber added into them to try and, sell us that they're healthy, that could be aggravating. And then when you take these, and the number one is too much sugar and creating a disruption in your digestive system, and an overgrowth of, this is what I covered in episode number 3, yeast and molds and spores that should be there but not at the certain level, can cause that inner lining to be corrupted. All right. So the inner lining corrupted is what I'm talking about. What are the situations that lead to the corruption? Medications can do it. The foods and the things I just talked about, high processed food, high sugar foods, too high in fiber, added fiber, not in its natural state, but even fiber in its natural state can cause aggravation to that area now if it has already been disrupted by these other things. And then high levels of stress and lack of sleep. All those things can come together in a perfect storm and cause, aggravation of that inner lining. All right. Now, what can we do about it? All right. So the number one thing is, let me go back. I want to say one other thing about what can cause it. Hi, everybody. I wanted to interrupt this podcast because I want to give you something. Your Second 50.life is my virtual platform that is designed for both men and women over 50 and 60, 70, and 80. And it includes pre-recorded video information on exercise and how to do it, whether you're fit and in good health, or if you have bad knees, bad shoulders, a bad back, whatever. It includes information on how to eat for weight management and how to eat for health management. It includes information on the psychology of aging and what do we need to do in our heads, because let's face it, this aging thing is not for the faint of heart. So your Second 50.life is a virtual platform of resources that you can access at your own leisure, but it also includes 2 times a month live video coaching with me so that you can bring your own individual questions and get individual coaching, as well as have access to all the information on the pre-recorded videos. So please check it out, because we're all in this together and we got this if we work as a team. All right, everybody, back to the show. Thanks. Too much use of NSAIDs or over-the-counter pain relievers, such as, ibuprofen, Aleve. So these medications we're taking like candy, but they can be disruptive to the inner tissue of our digestive system. All right. So I want to make sure I get that one in, because many of my clients that I work with that are over 50 are like living on those medications. So if you are suspecting that you might have a sore or leaky gut and a sore inner lining, what can we do about it? So number one is you want to cut out the high sugar foods and the processed carbohydrates. I covered that in earlier episodes, so go back and look at 1, 2, and 3. So we want to do those things that I talked about in those episodes. Another thing that you want to do is, even if you're eating good fiber is good for us. We need it, but if you've got a lining that's been aggravated and sore and swollen, then that fiber it's like Brillo going through there. It's going to make it it's going to keep the soreness from healing. So if you're going to eat fibrous foods, natural whole fiber foods, but you want to soak your grains, soak your legumes and your beans so that you are getting rid of some of the phytates and lectins and things like that can be disruptive. They're fine in a normal digestive system, but when you're got this situation going on, if you have this leaky gut and you've got inflamed inner lining, then you have to soften them and get rid of some of these other elements that can aggravate the system that's already been aggravated. All right. You want to make sure if you're having cruciferous vegetables or all your low starch vegetables should now be cooked as opposed to raw. Not forever, but just till you can calm this down. And then you can go back to a mixing of raw and cooked. But while you're trying to heal this, you want to have cooked vegetables over raw vegetables, if at all possible. Now, what are some of the things you can do to calm it down? Number one, glutamine, L-glutamine as a supplement, which you can get in any number of places. I don't know if you can see this, but L-glutamine comes in a powdered form. A lot of different companies carrying it. And glutamine is what is used to rebuild the mucous membrane in your digestive system to calm, so it can heal and repair itself. So taking L-glutamine powder on a regular daily basis, following the recommendations on the label is one thing you can do. And I'm going to put links to the brands that I like underneath this. You can use my expertise if you'd like. And then a second thing is immunoglobulins. And I'm getting a hard time showing this up with my lighting. But immunoglobulins they're in a pill form. You take a couple of them a day, following, again, the advice on the label. And what they do is they attract the toxins, metals, and other toxogens that are in your digestive system, and then they carry them out. So they're not sitting there further disrupting that sore skin on the inside of your digestive system. So those are two things that I tell people to do in conjunction with going on a moderate to low fiber intake and making sure the fiber that you're taking in is cooked and or soaked so that it's soothing to the digestive system while you're still getting the benefits of it for the colon. All right, so because this is the small intestine I'm talking about with the leaky gut and the inflamed inner lining. All right, so going onto a lower fiber, cooked fibers, lower processed carbs and sugar eating plan, and then taking one or two of the supplements I just recommended. Again, this is temporary. It might be anywhere from 2 weeks to about a month or maybe 2 months. Depends on your system, how aggravated it was, what else you're doing in conjunction. What are all the other steps in my 6-part video series here. You want to do the other ones in combination with this, because just doing the one, but even if you're not controlling for, the processed carbs, for instance, just taking a supplement is only going to get you so far. Right. So you have to take a comprehensive approach to this. But I've helped so many people to calm down their digestive systems and be able to digest foods that they thought they had sensitivities to, or they'd never be able to eat again, by just, theorizing that maybe you've got like this inner lining is inflamed and let's calm that down. All right, everybody. So this is episode number 4. There are 2 more to follow. If you're getting information that is new to you or you find is, valuable, then please like and subscribe if you're on YouTube watching this to my channel and station. I have a platform called Your Second 50 where I have video libraries plus live coaching for a whole host of health conditions that we tend to have to interface with as we're over 50. The weight management tools as well. They kind of go hand in hand, health and weight management as we're aging. So thank you for joining me, everybody. I hope you're going to stay tuned for the next 2 videos. Get all 6 of them. And we got this aging thing. Make this second half of your life even better than your first. Your second 50. And if you'd like to have access to some of my additional resources, I can be found at Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and on my website, www.judyterrell.com.